But let's talk about some of the things that Trump has actually taken action on already. Since swearing in, Trump has signed a flurry of executive orders. And I know executive orders sounds like a great title for a movie, probably with Steven Seagal in it, you know? It's like, I'm issuing a new executive order with my fist. It's to increase funding for fist cancer. We'll find a cure soon, Mr. Punch. A lot of people think that signing these orders means Trump is making up new laws, but that's not true. You see, the president has the authority to interpret and enforce existing laws. For example, Obama used the existing presidential power to hire federal employees to raise their minimum wage because he knew they were soon all going to be unemployed. So that's why he did that. Now, since being inaugurated on Friday, and yes, it's only been 5 days, people. I know it feels like 5 years, but it's 5 days. Trump has signed about a dozen executive orders, which is a lot, but some of them don't mean anything.
Yesterday, the paperwork was filed for one of the president's first acts in office, declaring his inauguration day as the National Day of Patriotic Devotion, quote, in order to strengthen our bonds to each other and to our country, and to renew the duties of government to the people.
Wow. Trump made his own inauguration a day of patriotic devotion? Thanks, Donald Trump. You realize that for the rest of us, it's like being forced to celebrate the anniversary of the first time we tried anal. That's basically what you've done. That's basically what you've done. I want us to remember this every year. Happy analversary, people. The executive orders that have gotten the most attention are the ones from Trump's greatest hits. For example, the wall.
Moments ago, President Trump signing an executive order to begin building the wall on the southern border.
So badly needed. You folks know how badly needed it is.
I know that sounds like, oh, Donald Trump did it. He built the wall. But all he did was sign a piece of paper, which is normally how Trump gets things built. Signs it, the people build it. But in this case, he still needs Congress to allocate the money for it. So basically, this is like when a kid makes one of their Christmas lists. You can ask Santa for a pony, but unless your parents go spend money at the pony store, your ass ain't getting a baby horse. Now, obviously, there are some executive orders that are more serious than Devotion Day and more immediate than the wall.
President Trump trying to crack down on so-called sanctuary cities which harbor undocumented immigrants, essentially saying that he will withhold federal grants and federal funding from those cities.
This is a big one that's going to affect a lot of cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, and others.
That is insane. Trump is basically blackmailing cities to make them hand over undocumented people. Like, the one reason for hope in all of this is that this executive order arguably violates the 10th Amendment, which says that all the power not given to the federal government goes to the states. So you can't force a state to do the federal government's job, which is something Trump would know if he watched Hamilton. You can't send Pence in your place. He can't wrap it back to you. It's just not the same. So there are a few hurdles, Trump's executive orders are going to have to get over before they go into effect. Unfortunately, not all of them.
Reports of the president's broader proposed immigration plan that includes at least a 4-month halt on all refugee admissions and a temporary ban on people coming from some Muslim-majority countries that could include Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen.
He did it, people. This is the Muslim ban. I mean, I know it's not called the Muslim ban, but this is the Muslim ban. When you say it like that, it sounds like a song. Do you know the Muslim ban, the Muslim ban? That's... Like, they say it's not a Muslim ban, but it is. Like, he's just banning immigration from countries that just happen to almost entirely be Muslim. It's like if, instead of banning black people, Trump banned people who use cocoa butter. It's only a certain group that are being excluded. Now, you've probably noticed that these executive orders would mostly affect people from outside the U.S. But before you feel left out, don't stress. Trump's got you covered.
The president also signed one to speed up the environmental review process for high-priority infrastructure projects.
He signed executive actions to revive construction of the Keystone XL oil pipeline and the Dakota Access Pipeline, both of which have been stopped by the Obama administration.
Trump's just mad at Native Americans because they're better at casinos than him. That is just petty, man. Oh, and speaking of being petty, can we just enjoy for a moment how Trump doesn't seem to know what any of these executive orders are actually about? Just watch him when he reads them. He looks like the bully in class on book report day, who obviously didn't read the book.
This is with respect to the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. Dakota Access Pipeline.
It's exactly like a book report. This is the story of Beowulf. Beowulf. Shut up, Mikey, I'll punch you in the face. Shut up, stop laughing. So look, I understand, seeing Donald Trump sign like a dozen executive orders in less than a week may make it seem like he's getting shit done. But don't forget, whether you support the Mango-in-Chief or oppose him, remember, just because you signed an executive order doesn't mean it's going to get done. Because Obama's gone, but Guantanamo is still here. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like that video, click below to subscribe, or click here to delete the internet. Yes, you found the button. Please, be careful. Delete the entire internet right here.